I have literally just arrived home from Melbourne. My suitcase is in the back. I've ripped off all my extra clothing because it's nice and warm back here in Brisbane. And randomly I am going to do a Facebook Marketplace pickup. So I randomly saw this on Tuesday and this person has about 1,000 items of clothing. They ran an online business at some stage, having a baby and looking to move it all on. So all I know at this stage is there are about 1,000 items. She's happy with $1,000 total, which means about $1 per piece. And I only know a couple of the brands, so we're looking at things like Easton Pearson, Trellis Cooper, Q, Veronica Main, what else? That's all I can think at the top of my head. I think there's going to be some lower level stuff in there, but what I'm going to do is I am going to go past the supermarket on my way there, grab some garbage bags because I am not prepared coming straight from the airport, and I'll see how I go. So the reason for doing this pickup, because it's not usually my kind of thing, is that I'm trying to list a little bit more and generate some more revenue this year. And I need more stock because I'm having a little bit of a hard time finding it in the op shops in Brisbane. So I figured if I can get especially things like Trellis and Veronica Main and Easton Pearson for $1 each, that's a win. And depending on what the stock is like, I might even do a local market to get rid of some of it. But I have no idea what it's actually going to be like. I'll pop some photos up of what she sent me, and yeah, let's go. It's about a 35-40 minute drive from the airport, and then it's about an hour and a half drive home. So that's going to be a killer. I'm buggered already, but anyway, let's go. Alright, so I've just been in for a look and it's a mixed basket. There's some really good stuff, but yeah, there's some lower end stuff as well. But the proviso of the deal is that it all gets cleared out and I take it all. So I am going to clean out my car and rearrange some things and hopefully it will all fit. Alrighty, let's chat. As you can see, my car is full. I was in there for about 3 hours, believe it or not. Ow. Maybe 2.5. I ended up getting there around 2 o'clock. It's now 25 past 4 and I've just left. I did spend $1,000 on everything that's behind me, and if I'm being honest, I don't know if it was worth it. The stock that she had an online business herself for about 5 years, and when we were chatting it seemed like we were on the same page about what we resell and what was important to me. So I told her about I generally go for high ASP items. I don't want to waste my time on lower end things, and she seemed to get that. I had a look through a couple of the racks and they seemed okay. Nothing crazy, but nothing really low. And then I started going through it. So it started off finding some Trellis Cooper. There was some Sass and Bide. There was a few bits of Gorman. What else was there? There was some like decent brands throughout the racks. Then she had baskets full of stuff. She had a whole cupboard full of stuff. And that's kind of where the trouble started. So at this point I had already packed my car full of about 5 bags, and I think I've got about 11 in my car at the moment. Yeah, so anyway, I did get some good things and I think that I can make my money back. It'll be really interesting to go through it at home. I actually left her a whole, like one of those really tall like hamper baskets full of things that were either soiled or stained or had holes in them, and I probably could have bartered her down at the end, but honestly I am not good at that kind of confrontation and awkwardness. And at this point, like I said, I had my car back, so yeah, I just really didn't want to go down that route. I am a bad businesswoman in that respect, but I think I'm going to track this. I'm probably gonna make maybe a separate spreadsheet with the items, and then as they sell off, do a running total, because I don't want to inventory all of this, so I need to figure out another way with this bulk lot, and I might even do a market. So that's kind of where I'm sitting. There's a few older pieces, like older Veronica Main, older Q, things still in good condition and kind of cute, so I took them in the basket of kind of crap. I ended up sticking some stuff that I didn't want to take, like she had a bit of Maggie tea and taking shave and all this kind of stuff that is just not me. So anyway, that is the current update. I've got an hour and a half drive home. I'm probably going to get some food, and this will be all the weekend's problem. Okay. I am home, and I was going to leave a bit of this work up to tomorrow, but I'm just going to get onto it now. I'm going to go through these bags and I'm going to wash the stuff, because where it came from just wasn't that clean, and a lot of it had been in storage. So I'm going to do that and count up the items and kind of get an idea of, was it a good decision or was it a bad one? And honestly, I'm feeling like it was probably a bad decision, but I'm gonna have to live with it. So anyway, I'm gonna sort bag by bag and do a couple of loads of washing tonight. Let me show you a few things from the first bag. So this is just a little Mr. Zimmy dress. As you can see, it's inside out. That one won't go for a whole lot, maybe get about 50. The next one is this little Mayoki dress. This is very cute. This is a good size. It's a size 14, in good condition. This one I could probably get about 70. This one's a fun piece. I think it has a little bit of color leaching. Well, maybe it's just the pale pink actually through the rest, but this is just a little Veronica Main dress. This is a size 16. I could probably get 50 to 70 for this one maybe, but I'll clean that one up a bit. A little Easton Pearson skirt. This one is, I'm not sure what size this is. I think it might be about a 12, 14. Cute lace with like green underneath it. Looks like it's in okay condition. Probably about 50 for that one. This is almost new actually. It's funny, she had some things that you could tell are very, very old, and then a couple of new tags items. But anyway, this is just a Cooper, Traileys Cooper dress, size 14. So that's a good one. Spot clean too. And then I have a little kitten Diamore skirt. This one's cute with a little bum ruffle there. And I haven't looked at this one. This one is not a limited edition, so I'm probably looking about 50 for that one. So it's been about a week since I did that big haul, and I thought I'd show you where I'm up to. So I am still currently washing items. This is our spare room, and I still have plenty more to do. I'm still going. I've been doing about, I've had to work this week, so I started off doing a fair few loads to begin with, and I've been trying to do like one a day while I've been at work. And so I've got about, I think 3 or 4 garbage bags left still to process, which hopefully I'll do over the weekend. But I'm just going to take you into the reselling room and show you what I've hung, what I'm doing, and what the plan is from here. Okay, so this is where we're at. So I have a big pile of clothes down here, which are items that I've decided not to resell myself. These are lower ASP items and things that honestly I don't want to deal with. So not that you can tell, but they're actually organized in sizes so that I can chuck them up on Facebook Marketplace. I'd guess there's probably about 70 to 80 items down there maybe. And then up here on my rack, this is what I am going to be processing and selling myself. So far, I think there's about 80 items on the rack here. So my average cost of goods is probably sitting around $12. Not the one that we were talking about. I actually don't think there was 1,000 items. Like, I know for sure that there wasn't 1,000 items, but it is what it is. I paid what I paid and I got what I got. So yeah, I think there's about 80 items here. As you saw from the spare room, there was still a few items in there. I've got another load on and I got 3 bags left. So I'm thinking I might end up with anywhere between maybe 100 and 150 items. I'm thinking maybe 150 items tops that I'm personally gonna sell. So yeah, we're looking at under $10 an item, and then whatever I end up getting for these piles over here. So I'm thinking about selling them for maybe $2 a piece, doing them in size bundles on Facebook Marketplace, and like in those unconsumer groups. I don't know if anyone's a part of them, but it's usually where you want to get rid of things for little to no cost. There's usually local ones in the area if you guys are interested. So the one that I use is generally pretty good. I usually get rid of things really good, and that's the plan with these other clothes. There's some really good stuff in there. It's just, yeah, I just don't want to sell it, so I'm not going to. This is enough for me, to be honest, and whatever ends up coming out of the other bag. So I'll show you a couple of pieces that I haven't shown you yet that I like. Right, where to start? This one's really cute. So I generally don't sell a lot of Q, but the pattern on this one and the details are really cute. And this one is a size 10, so I mean, I like bigger sizes, but 10's okay. That one's pretty cute. What else? I've got just a little Eastern Pearson top over here. The sequins are pretty cute and the details on that one. I haven't really looked into what I'm going to put that one up for, but usually I put skirts up for about 80, and I've recently sold a dress for 150, so obviously won't be that much, but that one's kind of different. Over here I'm not really sure if you can see it because I've double hung, but this is just a Veronica main skirt. This is in really nice condition, like new without tags. That one's a size 14 and a really nice pattern. This one is just a Megan Salmon skirt. So there's a lot of Megan Salmon kind of random things. These little pants are Megan Salmon as well. But this one is definitely a bigger size. So hopefully that one sells really well. And over here, what haven't I shown? Got a few Mila Purdy pieces, white label Nova, review. I don't really sell much of anymore, but this was a size 14 blazer, so I kept that one for me to resell. There are a few review pieces in the bulk clothes to go out that I do not want to deal with. I've got a little Gorman dress here. This one's a size 12, still got its belt. There's a few Nicola Wave, I don't even know how to pronounce it, but there's a few of those pieces. Some Manning Cartel. I actually kept a Zara piece, which I don't actually sell Zara, but this is so soft and the sleeves are really cute, and winter is gonna come eventually. So yeah, that's a couple of the pieces that I've kept. So I think just with a couple of these, I'm gonna make my money back. I was very, very, very stressed during the week. A bit disappointed in myself that I bought this haul because it's just usually not my vibe, but I'm trying to level up this year. And so I thought if I could get my hands on a bit of stock, it'd keep me rolling. But then I was really worried that I overpaid, and the amount of work involved in it for what I was getting out of it was just a really bad decision. But as I've gone through the bags and I've started hanging things, I'm feeling so much better about the buy. I think the clothes that I'm not selling myself that are gonna go on Facebook, if I can sell them, I think I'm probably gonna get, $200-300 back from that. So my buy-in for the things that I wanna actually sell is gonna be around that $700 mark, which decreases my cost per good as well. So the stress has gone down and I'm feeling much better. It is Monday, the 10th of February. And I think this YouTube video that I'm filming is probably gonna be one of the longest over time. But anyway, I have a plan today to finish off everything in here. So I picked this all up, a couple of weeks ago, and it's taken me that long. And the reason I wanted to kind of do this video was to talk about the fact that when you're part-time, things don't necessarily happen quickly like you see other resellers doing it. So I'm gonna go over all the numbers and all the work and stuff at the end, but today's plan is to get all of this photographed. I've done, I think, about 20 items just to get some things scheduled and listed. But all of these are drafted. I just have to do the photos and add them. So that's the plan today. So there's some down here that need to go into my system that have been photographed. I have some shoes and bags and everything over there. And down here, this room is a mess. And then I have all the bags that I put up on Marketplace. So I've sold one bag. I've got another pickup happening on Wednesday. And if I have no traction in the next, maybe this week, I'm probably going to take photos of some of the items. I've been really trying to avoid that because of the work. But if I do that, I'll probably increase the price because, yeah. But yeah, that's today's plan. I have to go into town today. I've done my post-its somewhere here as well. There you go, some post. But I need to go to the library, do some life admin. I might go to Spotlight. I have something to repair. So I'm hoping to be home. It's 8 o'clock now. I'm hoping to be home at least by noon so that I can get stuck into this after I have lunch. So I'm hoping that I can have all of it done today, at least photographed, and then I'll just process it into its bags and put it away. So that's the plan. I think there's about 100 items left. And I am the slowest photographer in history. So anyway, I'm gonna go do my errands so that I can get back here and get some work done. I am gonna be completely honest with you. It is 1:45 in the afternoon and I haven't even started photographing yet. I have cleaned up a bit and I have bagged all the items that I have photographed so that they can go into their inventory system when I get around to it. So I'm going to start now. I have to. It's just honestly my least favorite part of reselling is the photography. So I'm not hoping, I'm gonna get it all done. I'm gonna do probably an hour of power, maybe take a break, get another coffee, maybe read some book, and then do another hour of power if I'm not done. So this is it. Everything has been steamed now, I believe. And then I have a couple of items down here that need to be done as well. So here's my accountability. Let's go for hour number 1. And just a total side note, whenever I am photographing, I actually listen to the Business and Banter podcast. I'm up to date. I have a little bit left on this one. And it usually flows onto some other kind of personal development podcast or YouTube video. So yeah, I'm gonna chuck this on and get straight into it. Still not finished. It hasn't even been another hour. But my phone's died, so I happen to have only a couple items left. Of course, always the way, and just the handbags and shoes, which I fly through. If I could be a shoes reseller, I would be a shoe reseller. So what I'm gonna do instead is I am going to put all of this away. So I'm gonna put it in bags like I've done with the other stuff. Why it's in a line is that it's in order, chronological order, so that I can then pack up my boxes. It's just easier when I have this amount of stuff. Normally I do it in order, but everything's been moved in the rack. So just chuck them on the ground. I have to kind of jig my storage system and compact everything down as well. So I'll put everything in bags, I'll go compact, and then I'll bring boxes back in and reload. So once I've done that, hopefully my phone has some charge on it and I can finish off the last few things. But yeah, it's been a long day, and this is the stuff that people don't talk about in reselling. There's parts that are just not fun and you've just got to do it. So I've been trying to just get it done today, and I've been slow and I've not enjoyed it, to be honest. But anyway, I'm gonna finish my coffee and pack some items. These are the last boxes to go out into my system, and I'm done. I'm done with this bulk lot. It's only taken me 3 weeks, but I'm finally there. Okay guys, I am pretty much finished with this bulk lot. I have about maybe 15 or so items just to add the photos to the draft listings. But other than that, I am done. So I thought it might be good to just have a discussion about, I guess, my feelings at the end of this, what I do different, what I liked, what I didn't, all that kind of stuff with you. So overall, it's a lot. As you would have seen at the start of the video, there was supposed to be 1,000 items. Like, that's what I was going for, 1,000 items, $1 each, $1,000 buy-in. There definitely wasn't 1,000 items. And I've got 2 thoughts on that. One, I'm very glad there wasn't 1,000 items, because how long it took me to process the items that I did get took me a long time. Doing this part-time, I do drips and drabs here and there. So it is now currently the 14th of February. So what's it been, like 3 weeks? 3 weeks to process not only like washing them all, but putting them into my system, photographing them, everything. It's taken me a really long time. So if there was 1,000 items, I think I probably would have gone crazy. It's just way too much for me and the size of the business that I have to process that amount of items. I think maybe if I had some storage space, or that's something that I was looking to do, then sure. But I really don't want that kind of death pile hanging over my head. So it was really important to me that the items came in and that they got processed. And it did take me a while, but I haven't really got any stock in that time. I've got bits and pieces here if I've just needed to get out and do some sourcing just because I enjoy it, but I didn't have big volumes coming in. So that was thought number 1. Thought number 2 is that I'm a little bit disappointed at the seller because there wasn't 1,000 items as was advertised, but at the same time that was on me to kind of negotiate and talk through. But I've learned through this process that I am a terrible negotiator. For someone who can stand up for themselves, I obviously didn't want conflict at that time. Like I said, they were clearing out. This lady was pretty pregnant. And by the time I've kind of realized that maybe the cost was too much, I had my car mostly full. So it was a really odd situation to be in. And I kept repeating in my head, I'm like, it's fine. There's profit here. There's profit here. So yeah, they were kind of my 2 thoughts around the amount of items. But then, to be honest, I thought about not documenting this, because when I got it home and I kind of sat on it, I got really upset. I got really upset that I thought that I'd completely failed and this bulk buy was a terrible decision and that I was going to lose money. So there's periods where I was feeling really down, disappointed and embarrassed. And I thought, God, what have I done? So I kind of stopped documenting for a little bit there. And then once I sat down and processed the items and had a look at some of the things, I realized that it's fine. There's definitely profit here and it's okay. So I don't have the exact number of items that I did get, but the amount of items that I ended up taking for my eBay store out of everything, got a little tally here, is 101 items. So $1,000 for 101 items is probably too high in my opinion for the kind of mix of goods that I got. But taking into account the bags that I intend to sell, so I've sold a couple already and I think I've sold them for about $50. I think I'm probably going to make another maybe $200, $250 from the bags that are left over. So that will bring me down to about that $600, $700 mark, which means my cost of goods personally for my store goes down. But with the 101 items that I am selling, the average price that I'm listing it for is $64. So pretty good. Like, I'm pretty happy with that result, which means out of all the items, I can turn my $1,000 or $700, whatever it ends up being, into $6,463. So for all my worrying, there is profit here. We all know that things don't sell for full price all the time. I know I have offers on my store on everything. And if I took offers on everything at 30% off, that would bring my profit down to $4,524 after the $1,000. So again, I'm probably tripling, quadrupling, quintupling my money, which I'm very happy with. So would I do this again? It's a hard question to answer, to be honest. If it was this exact bulk buy, I'd definitely be thinking twice. There's items that I am listing that I wouldn't personally sell normally. So I've moved away from a couple of brands which, because of the nature of the buy, I'm kind of forced to sell, because if I'm offloading them all in these bags, I'm not going to make a profit and I'm not going to, make my money back. So there's a certain brands and items that personally I wouldn't sell, but my hand's been forced to sell them. So they are listed. Surprisingly, I've already had, I think some listings have been going live for maybe the last 3 or 4 days. And the items that I would kind of be like, I don't want to deal with this, have actually been selling. So it's quite funny that that's the way it's turned out. I think personally for me and my business, I need to be a better businesswoman, to be honest. I'm probably too much of a pushover. Even when I'm trying to be upfront, I try and do all the communication prior to even getting there so everyone's on the same page, because I've learned previously when I haven't done a good job and I'm still failing. So that's something personally that I need to work on if I do kind of go down this track again. But I also really enjoy op shopping and going to the thrift stores and the kind of the thrill of the find. So overall, I guess I'm happy. I'm happy that it's all turned out and there's profit to be made. I've got listings for like 6 weeks, which is fantastic. But yeah, there's definitely some learnings to take away from this whole buy. But I'm going to keep you guys updated. I'll do a couple of check-ins just to show you what's been selling from the bulk buy, to give you an idea of what I actually did purchase, and give you an update when I actually hit profit. So yeah, so if you got to the end of this video, thank you, because I know it's been kind of a journey. I know it has been for me over the last 3 weeks documenting it. And if you did get something out of it, please let me know. I'd be really keen to hear your thoughts. But yeah, if you haven't subscribed already or liked any of my videos or seen any of my other videos, please go back, have a look. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.